Welcome to a journey through the dark corridors of history, where real-life experiments have inspired some of the most chilling psychological thrillers. We delve into the human psyche, exploring the disturbing experiments that have shaped our understanding of the mind, but at what cost? These are more than just stories. They're glimpses into the abyss of human nature, where ambition and curiosity can easily morph into something far more sinister. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to encounter will stay with you long after the video ends. In the rural backwaters of Macon County, Alabama, a sinister chapter of American history unfolded. For 40 years, the United States Public Health Service conducted a study on syphilis, but not with the consent we expect in ethical medical practice. They preyed on a vulnerable population, impoverished African American sharecroppers. The men were promised free health care, a beacon of hope in their desperate lives. But it was a lie. The researchers withheld treatment even after penicillin became the standard cure for syphilis. They were more interested in observing the disease's natural progression, the gruesome deterioration of the human body. Imagine the cruelty, the betrayal. These men, their lives deemed expendable, became mere subjects, their suffering documented as data points in a macabre experiment. The Tuskegee syphilis study remains a chilling testament to the darkest impulses of scientific ambition. It's a stark reminder of the power dynamics that can poison even the noblest of pursuits. The echoes of World War II still reverberate through history, a chilling reminder of humanity's capacity for evil. Within the concentration camps, a perversion of science unfolded, driven by a chilling ideology. Nazi doctors, fueled by a twisted belief in Aryan supremacy, transformed prisoners into lab rats. Their goal? To advance medical knowledge and support the Nazi regime's genocidal agenda. Imagine the horrors endured, freezing experiments, testing the limits of human endurance in icy water, high-altitude simulations, victims locked in pressure chambers, gasping for breath as the air thinned. And then there were the twin studies, a grotesque fascination with genetic manipulation. Josef Mengele, the so-called Angel of Death, presided over these atrocities, his scalpel a tool of terror. The Nazi medical experiments stand as a chilling testament to the dangers of unchecked power and the perversion of science in the name of ideology. It's a stark reminder of the darkness that can consume humanity. John B. Watson's experiment on little Albert remains a controversial landmark in psychology. At 9 months old, little Albert was subjected to disturbing experiments to induce fear. Watson paired a white rat with a loud clang, conditioning fear. Albert's fear generalized to other furry objects like a rabbit and a dog. The experiment left a lasting mark on his psyche, raising ethical questions. Chapter 4. The Monster Study. Silence is golden, but at what cost? Imagine a world where your words are twisted into weapons of psychological torture. That's the chilling reality of the Monster Study of 1939. Wendell Johnson's experiment on stuttering therapy had a cruel twist. 22 orphans were divided into two groups. One group received praise for fluency, the other endured relentless negativity, labeled as stutterers. The results were devastating, shattering their self-esteem. The scars lingered long after, a reminder of the power of words. The Monster Study is a chilling testament to ethical boundaries. Even well-intentioned research can have devastating consequences. Chapter 5. Stateville Penitentiary, Human Guinea Pigs. Behind Stateville Penitentiary's walls, a sinister experiment unfolded, using prisoners as human guinea pigs. In the 1940s, malaria plagued World War II soldiers. Researchers turned to Stateville inmates for a cure. These men became unwitting subjects in a dangerous game. Injected with malaria-infected mosquitoes, their bodies became breeding grounds. Researchers argued the benefits outweighed ethical concerns. But at what cost? Prisoners endured agonizing fevers and debilitating pain. Their suffering was deemed expendable for scientific progress. The Stateville malaria study remains a controversial chapter in medical history. It forces us to confront the limits of scientific inquiry when human lives hang in the balance. Chapter 6. The Aversion Project. A stain on South Africa's soul. In the dark days of apartheid, South Africa, a sinister project unfolded, fueled by prejudice and a twisted desire to enforce conformity. The Aversion Project, a chilling chapter in medical history, targeted individuals deemed deviant by the ruling regime, namely LGBTQ+ soldiers. Under the guise of treatment, these individuals were subjected to horrific forms of aversion therapy, their identities and desires deemed a threat to the state's rigid social order. Imagine the cruelty: electric shocks, nausea-inducing drugs, even forced chemical castration. The goal was to cure them of their homosexuality, to erase their very being and mold them into the regime's twisted vision of normality. The psychological scars ran deep, leaving many traumatized, their lives forever altered by this horrific experience. The Aversion Project stands as a chilling testament to the dangers of unchecked power and the weaponization of medicine to enforce social control. It's a stark reminder of the enduring impact of prejudice and the importance of fighting for the rights and dignity of all individuals. Imagine being told to administer electric shocks to another human being. Would you obey? That's the chilling question at the heart of Stanley Milgram's experiments. Volunteers were instructed to deliver shocks to a learner in another room. The learner was an actor, the screams pre-recorded. The real experiment observed how far teachers would go when ordered by authority. Over 65% administered the highest voltage, despite moral qualms. Milgram's experiment revealed the unsettling power of authority. It remains a cornerstone of social psychology, a stark reminder of our moral fragility. Chapter 8. Project MKUltra Mind Control and the Shadows of Conspiracy. In the Cold War, the CIA's Project MKUltra sought mind control secrets. Experiments included LSD, hypnosis, and electroshock therapy. The goal was sleeper agents for covert operations. Many records were destroyed, leaving much unknown. MKUltra remains a chilling reminder of unchecked power. Chapter 9. Unit 731, Imperial Japan's Legacy of Horror. In the frozen wastelands of Manchuria during World War II, a nightmare unfolded within the walls of Unit 731, a top-secret Japanese biological and chemical warfare research facility. Behind its innocuous facade, unspeakable horrors were committed in the name of scientific advancement and imperial ambition. Prisoners of war, Chinese civilians, even pregnant women and children were subjected to unimaginable atrocities. They were infected with deadly diseases like plague and anthrax, their bodies dissected alive to study the effects. Frostbite experiments tested the limits of human endurance, limbs plunged into ice water until they shattered. Vivisections were performed without anesthesia, organs removed, and body parts amputated to study the effects of trauma. Unit 731's legacy remains a stain on humanity's conscience, a testament to the depths of depravity to which unchecked power and wartime fervor can lead. It's a stark reminder of the importance of accountability, of never forgetting the victims, and of ensuring that such horrors are never repeated. Chapter 10. Herophilus and the Dawn of Vivisection, a gruesome bargain for knowledge. Our journey into the dark side of human experimentation takes us back to the ancient world, to the bustling intellectual hub of Alexandria, Egypt. Here, in the 3rd century BC, a physician named Herophilus made groundbreaking discoveries about the human body, but at a horrific cost. Herophilus is considered the father of anatomy, his meticulous dissections laying the foundation for our understanding of the human form. But his methods were brutal, his subjects often living criminals condemned to death. Imagine the screams echoing through the halls of the library as Herophilus, armed with his scalpel, peeled back the layers of flesh, exposing the intricate workings of the human body. Nerves, tendons, muscles, all meticulously mapped, their functions deciphered. Herophilus's vivisections, while advancing medical knowledge, raised profound ethical questions that continue to resonate today. When does the pursuit of knowledge justify the infliction of suffering? It's a question that haunts us, a reminder of the delicate balance between scientific curiosity and human compassion. Outro: The Unsettling Echo. These real-life experiments remind us of the thin line between scientific curiosity and ethical responsibility. The pursuit of knowledge, while noble, must never come at the cost of human dignity and compassion. The stories we've explored are not just historical footnotes, they're stark reminders of the dangers of unchecked power, the seductive allure of scientific ambition, and the ease with which ethical boundaries can be eroded. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the dark side of history. Together we'll continue to explore the complexities of human nature and the enduring struggle to balance progress with our moral compass.